I'll start with the worst. I joined Max and the band that they had in Kisumu for a set. I was supposed to be singing just one song. I only had one job, sing one song. The song was not even that difficult. I lost all the lines. So I went there, started singing, and then the lines just disappeared in my head. I was like, whoa. Hungry as in Ja. No, I was just tense. I'm a very shy character.
Was it a performance?
Yeah, no, live, like performing. So we have guest artists here. He's a wonderful painter, Coster Ojwang. I did the whole walk to the stage. The stage wasn't raised though, but I still did the walk. So I went there, to play the instruments, and I joined. The intro, I had the intro. I was right on point at the cue, but I lost on the line. Max came through, he saved my ass, thank you. Yeah. So from that day, I never told anyone I can sing. Like I would sing, if you happen to hear me singing, fine. But I would not be walking around saying I'm a musician. So I think that's my worst experience. Best experience as a musician. Ciao Tole, the interview at Capital FM. I think that interview gave me a kick, a very, very much needed kick. Because you look at a program, you're like, no, I wasn't chilling. So this is how it happened. I was not chilling. Man, I'm not that kind of a superstar, just chilling there and people call you. So when the song was out, Max, I'll keep mentioning his name, he heard the song, then he called me, he's like, man, this song, the writing of this song, what are you singing about? So I explained to him, and then he's like, I have a friend, because he knows a guy from Capital FM, from the program, from the launch. So he calls, he gave me the number first, then he called the guy, told him about me, shared my stuff with him, and then the guy reached out later on. He texted me. I was so happy. He's like, yeah, so Costa, we've seen your stuff. We'd like to have you come to the show. And it's funny, you make songs and then you kind of know programs that you'd love your song to be played. That was one of them. I was so happy, man. I called my serious guy, Chimanga, James. Alikuja hapa kaua show. Tuliimba hapo, tunatoka huko anasema, naimba bwana. So tulitoka, and then Chao gave us a little talk at the door. You know those one-on-one talks? And you're like, shit, this thing is actually serious than I thought. Yeah, so I came back home. I'm like, we have to do this thing. So that gave me, it was a spark, it gave me an energy that was very progressive. So that, and It Can Be Challenge. I'm not famous. I'm not famous. It's funny, did a song, a gospel song that was saying that I'm not saying words. Me and music, I'm not really doing music to be famous. Fame might come, but I'd like people to know that the things that I'm singing about, I don't think they're the things to get people famous. And I just want people to have, because I'm a painter, I have a career as a painter, I'm an artist already. I want people to be able to experience me and get to know the kind of life I've lived, the things I've seen, and the stories that inspire me, the phases of life that I've gone through. I just want people to enjoy and feel what I'm singing about. I'm telling stories here, man, so if it doesn't bring fame, it's not even what I'm aiming at. So those two things, anyway, I digressed. Those two things. Nakufa, Max is a very, very good musician. Max. I don't think you people have seen enough. Like it's it's too much. So yeah, it's funny because I think it kind of thinks the same of me, which I don't see why it thinks the same. So when you did the song, ni kama ndugu yako afanye song, and then you're like, it's a good song, a song that people really like. You feel the desire to be part of that thing, and then being that the verse, I only sang one verse in the chorus. The verse that was written in Luo was very well written. That's actually why I sang it. I'm not trying to say the other parts were not well written, but me having my inclination towards Ohangla and Venga, the first verse was very captivating.
Oh, Sheri Nangai, Mami, Sheri Nangai, oh, Mami, oh, Sheri, Sheri Kimula, Mama, Mimina Kufa, Anenya Jomoko, Mami, Toyo Fundenang, Ahero Sana, Pileirundo, Gawiyang. Nyathi jomoka dirila loga pachang Todonga dengo kaka yude konyruok na Anewe na uru monda sunge jabatai Opong tomula toti unanimalisang Nihisi na wewe milele mpaka kufang Unizalie watoto mama Na kuahidi utokosha Aye idhogode monda keti kune mesang Aseko ye ikora teri musanyula mama Oh Sheri mama Sheri mama Bebe Nakufa nakufa nakufa
Me personally, the way I live my life, I am more aware of the fact that life has challenges. Like I'm aware of that line, that life has challenges. So when they come, I tend to be more receptive than questioning why they are coming, you know. So it finds you prepared, not with a solution, but you know that they are meant to come, you know, they're supposed to be here. So I think that helps me in giving me that stability of, the stability of the mind when they come. And then I can't say I've had so many challenges as a musician. No, I've had a few. It's not that much because I'm just starting, man. I've had more good stuff than challenges. So that also has an element of luck and of just good vibes following you. And then another thing I have to throw in there is that naturally we human beings are wired to complain a lot and to ask for things than to be grateful for what we have. And I grew up in a life of lacking stuff. lack of not having a lot, and I think it molded me into this person who is more appreciative of what they have than questioning why they don't have them or why are we not like the other people. So I think it helps when you're trying to go into new spaces where you're fresh, when you're more appreciative of the fact that you're actually there. Because there's so many people who can sing, but they're not there, they're not singing. Or there's so many people who are actually singing, but they're not getting enough recognition. That Capital FM thingy, I know so many people would love to go there, but they haven't. So if I would be sitting there and saying, oh, it's challenging. Yeah, it's challenging, but then, man, you've also you've had a fair share of good stuff come your way. So I think I'm more appreciative of the things that I receive than the things that I don't have. I'd love to work with more seasoned artists, and a lot actually.
So far you've not?
No. There's a project I've worked on with Serro. I don't know if you know Serro.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a thing with her. We're still planning to do some stuff with her. I've done another project with Swiga. Working with Serro took me to Mutoria studio. Shit! I was like, Costa, I'm making it. I'm actually making it. Now I'm joking. But yeah, the experience of working with people like Serro, Swiga, Mutoria, my two producers, they are more present in the music scene. So to me, it's more of a learning. You're just there learning things and, just appreciating the moments and pretty much enjoying the fact that you're also alive at this time of their lives, to be able to experience that with them. As a musician, I have a wish. One, I'd love to meet Serro Okello. Honorable mentions. My two producers, guitar man 254. Asanteni sana, you people are so amazing, man. Mungu awabariki sana. Tuko na vitu mingi za kufanya, so endeleeni na moyo huo. Mimi ni Mjaluo, nitatuma salamu zingine kama zile za Waluya. So I think I've already mentioned Max. And Max, Bivon Keith is a wonderful videographer. He's very, very talented in concept writing and scripts. He's a very good guy. He's the guy who shoots my videos. And then there's a guy I've only been speaking about in spaces of painting and art. Adrian Duma, wherever you are, boss, you changed my life. So if you happen to stumble upon this thing, thank you so much for what you did. You know what you did. And pretty much that. There's so many people, man, time haitakubali. This thing's going out. I believe in God, the Father of Jesus Christ, who died on the cross. So that's one, and I'm always I'm aspiring to be Christ-like in how I live, and so that's still part of believing in God. Two, I'm a believer in hard work, progressive thinking, and patience. That's two. Three, humility and honesty. Those are the things that I've lived my life with. And wanasemaga kwa ball, if the first 11 is working, don't change it. Hadi kwa basketball, wanasemaga if the team is winning, don't change. So that team has been winning. So I'm not changing it.
Yeah. We're still on the same. What's the one thing in life that you'd encourage?
Mezima.
Jamani.
You did not charge your battery.
So battery nini ina stop, I think, after every 15 minutes.
Okay. Maybe an attitude. For people to be more grateful of the things they have than the ones they don't. That could help. Another thing is there is no substitute for quality. Maana ya nje, there is no substitute for quality. Maana ya ndani is, I think we look for shortcuts to the things that we want, especially life. Life has no shortcut, man. Now it's funny, that's actually the meaning of it, because you have to live it through. It has no shortcut. So the things that we want in life, we look for quicker ways of having them. And they come when they are not in the right quality. It's like someone told me that if you're coming from the village and you're surviving on 100 bob a day, your mind space, your head is not open enough, it's not mature enough to handle 1,000 a day. So if you change your location, then someone is giving you 1,000 a day, you lose it. You'll be a drunk fool. Yeah. You'll either add so much weight and then drink a lot of liquor, cheap liquor, because 1,000 can't get you good liquor. So you drink a lot of cheap liquor and just fuck up your life for 1,000 bob. So if you're in the city, you're earning 20k, 15k, and then you're praying for 100k. If you get it, it's gonna fuck you up. So the value of patience and, for art, I've done exhibitions. I've done exhibitions in the National Museum. I've done exhibitions in Netherlands, in Massachusetts, in Michigan.
Means you have to go to those places.
No, your work can go. Yeah, I've done 2 shows in Michigan University. Massachusetts is in St. Francis Gallery. I've done 2 shows in Goulburn, Australia. And then I've done a few online exhibitions. I've also been part of the art fair at the Sarit Center. I've been around as a painter. I'm a contemporary impressionist, but after saying that, I also tell stories. So I do work that I'm also abstract, but with stories woven in the piece as well. Art is funny, and the things that I paint are the things that I believe in. Just like my music, I want my music to be like another audio version of my paintings as well. So for painting, you have to believe in it that much that you lose yourself in it for people to see you in it. Does that make sense?
It does.
Like the work has to consume you first for people to actually see you. Because before it does consume you, they will only see the work. So it's a whole complex space. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I have an album out. The album is called Tales of the Fisherman. The album is a collection of stories delivered to you by the fisherman. They are from the ancestors. Tales of the Fisherman, like I said, they are stories given to you by the fisherman. I'm not a fisherman. I've fished before though, but I've never been in, like morning and evening going out fishing. The fisherman name is more of a community than the actual fishing. The fisherman is more of who I am, my identity as an African, because I've always been a believer of the beauty that is tribe. I celebrate tribe a lot. I think it's the most beautiful thing that we have as Africans. And yeah, I know people say, oh, tribal. I'm a believer in tribe. And this is a thing that I always, and I like having it in conversations because there's so much beauty that lies in diversity, man. So much. And there's so much similarly in the diversities. So I think if we look over, we look over a tribe just because a few people have soiled the tag tribe and used it for their own selfish gains, I think we should be more pragmatic in giving people the right view of tribe than the negative one. Anyway, so the fisherman is Coster Ojwang, the little guy from the village who is now in this city telling stories. So the album took me, I can't really pin it down to days, but it's 2 years. I don't know when it started specifically, but I know it's 2 years. It's between late 2019, that's when I did the first song, Hono. I did Hono first. I just didn't release it. So I did Hono first, and then Oriore and the other tracks. It was 2 years of... Corona has been good to me, man. When all hope is gone, you look for new hopes. And then you look for the peace beneath. And it comes with so many things: poetry, writing, music. Some people get saved, they find Christ. Some find new religions, some ditch religion, So when Corona came, it gave me a mental space of writing, and I think it channeled that energy towards music. And that's the space when I did the album. Podo is a dedication to my grandmother, my late grandmother, Sophia Ajikonyomolo. May her soul rest in peace. Like I said, I was raised by my brothers, and my grandmother was alive by then. She was alive for 2 years after the old man and the madam passed. So she was that pillar that that everybody could run to. She kind of kept the family together. She was a very serious woman, and she was a medicine woman. She was an African medicine woman, Simganga medicine woman. And I was the hands boy, so I would be sent into the forest to go and dig out roots and peel barks of trees. We had we were very close. So many things fell apart, and you start seeing things for what they actually are, not for what you thought they are. You start seeing people for their true colors. You start making sense of so many things because you don't have that person with the wings to cover it. I was still very young. I think I was 8, 10. So, and it's just funny how we still speak about her with so much respect. So in in symbolism, Sophia can be anything to anyone. That thing that you've been putting all your hopes on, and then when that thing disappears, it can be your father, your mom, your job, your children, the life you built for yourself, and then when they disappear, you start seeing people for who they actually are. Yeah, so it's a song about her and my mom and just the realization that so many things look like. So Delilah is a song in the album. I called the song Delilah because I was speaking about a lady who is asking for what I can't give now. I might give it later. The problem is not giving, the problem is giving what you don't have. Yeah, the availability is the issue, So Delilah here is, I'm just telling her not to ask for the things that I don't have. I don't want to kill myself to give what I'm sure I might not get, So it's a plea to my, my African queens, my sisters, to be a bit considerate. Hey, kidogo na boy child, man. I mean, ask me for pizza, because I'll give you pizza. Don't ask me for a freaking mansion or a house in Kilimani. I can't give you that, man. Hey, Uraka, ask me for a date in town. I'll take you. Ask me for a date in wherever you want to go. If I can afford it, I'll take you. The problem is not the giving. So you back in the village, you got Natoa advice. Hey, now you're going to Nairobi. Man, there are girls, there are women there. They will confuse you. So you come to Nairobi and then you're like, I think they were right. There's so many wonderful women. So I have a circle of very, very wonderful people. And some of them are women, some of them are men. They're genuine people who value work, they believe in hard work, and they, do things the right way. And then there are also some people who don't get it. It doesn't make them bad people, but they just don't get it. So the Delilah is a song that I'm just asking my sisters. Subira. Auma is no one in particular, by the way. It's a song about coming to Nairobi. It's more of me singing about myself than Auma per se. Nairobi, man. The first time I came to Nairobi, I didn't leave the bus and I waited for whoever was coming to pick me mpaka time walifika hapo. Pale Machakos nilishuka tu kidogo. Nilishuka kidogo nikakojoa hapo kwa mguu ya gari nikarudi juu. So yeah, Nairobi ni shamba la mawe. So in the song, Auma is coming to the city with a big warning of Nairobi, what you see is not what you'll get. Yeah. So be very careful. I came in 2011 and then I came to be a watchman.
Sometimes after college?
No, immediately after high school. And that never happened. I went for a few interviews. The watchman interviews with the jobs. So I was. I'm physically gifted. I'm tall enough. I have a body that can be a watchman. So when I came, the body was fine. The physique was. I checked the boxes of the physique, but I never had a national ID, so they couldn't be paying me salary. I had a waiting card. But I was desperate. I asked them, can I even start with the waiting card? And then when I get the idea, we'll fix it. They said no. I went to another one. Now, the other one was in Pangani grounds there. And then Mathare United were training there. The moment I saw them, I told whoever brought me here, I don't want to watch, man. I want to play ball. So that's how I started playing ball. I spoke to them. They took me to a coach in KCB. I stayed there for like 3 months. Then Christmas was around. Sisi watu ushago Christmas tunarudi home. Sheria. Kwanza hiyo time ilikuwa ni sheria ya ukweli, si ya siku hizi. Siku hizi hakuna tu. Back then, you 2011, naisema ni kama 1990s. Tukuna rudi ya ukweli. We'd go back for real for Christmas. So I went back home, had my new jeans, a new t-shirt. I was from town, man. A new pair of shoes. I was one of the ballers in the village. So I went back home, and then that was my goodbye to Nairobi. So from 2011 up until 2013, when I came back with the TPF crew, and then we failed. So we went back home again. I went back to Kisumu, and then did all those things in Kisumu. Then I came back in late 2015, early 2016, after I had won something in Nairobi. So I think when I was coming back, I had a clear vision, a clear direction of what. In 2013, that's how the guys from Madai took me to. No, Sikuap. I was already in the village. Oh, so when I came back in 2015, I had more direction. I knew what to do. I knew what I wanted to do. And then I was so convinced I wanted to be an artist. So I think that's where Adrian Duma comes in. So he offered me a studio space for a whole year for free. For 1 year, man. And when I saw how I was doing his business, I was like, shit, I want this. This is what I want. So I was with him for the whole of 2017. Wait, funny story. I had won some money in 2016, early, when I was runners-up in Manjano competition. So they gave me how much? 30K. No, I wish. They gave me 30K, and then I sold the painting for 45K, so I had like 75K. Then I gave 1,000 to the lady who sold the painting. The lady was working, so I don't know her name now. Then I went back to Kisumu with the money, so I had 74 G's, and I was not paying rent. I looked at the money and said, I'm going back to Nairobi. So I came back with the money, stayed with my auntie for some time. Life is funny, man. Then I moved to Moja, because I couldn't paint. We were in 2 rooms of 10 by 10. Mabati, 10 by 10. We were 9 people. My aunt, 2 of her sons. One is older than me. And then his brother, who is pretty much my age. 2 of her granddaughters. One is my age, another one is not my age. One has a child. So 1 room was the kitchen, but it was their bedroom. So you know how we are raised in the village. Bedroom ya mama yote is a no-go zone. So we had the living room, that's where we would be sleeping. This space is bigger than the living room. Like, for real, I'm not even exaggerating it. It's 10 by 10. This is more than 10, I'm sure. So I was sleeping on the floor in 2016, 2017. I was lying there on the floor, I would sleep there. And dude, I couldn't even open my suitcase, man. So I moved to Moja, and then I was lucky. I had a bigger space. I had a whole balcony to myself. So that's where I would do my paintings from. But I would still enroll my artworks I would still submit them for exhibitions in town. We did a show in where? Dusit. The old Dusit, before the whole fracas. So we did a show there, the opening of the Den exhibition. And then by 2018, now when I had already moved in with Adrian, the studio space, I did my first solo in Fairmont, Norfolk. It was really good. The show was really good. It had good reception. Those who wrote stuff. Then I did another solo in galleries. I had a solo in Karen, The Talisman, Tamambu, Karen Blixen, and where is Banana Hill Art Gallery, and a few pop-up shows, Joint, the art fair, So yeah, now by that time, I was not thinking about being a musician. I was just, being a creative, making art. I would write songs, but I didn't think they would go anywhere, until 2 years ago. But the whole aim is to sell. You show your work, people come and see, they interact with the artworks, the artists, they ask you about the process of making the art, the feelings behind it, what you're trying to talk about, if at all you're talking about anything. And then if they want to buy it, they buy it. Hey, karibu sana, karibu sana. Mimi ni mtu wa mtaa, so wewe kuja tu useme kana kusema. As in mimi niko na shades mingi, so mtaa mimi tu ni kijana wa kawaida, unaona? Because I think the experience I've had inanisaidia mimi kufit in. Juu ni kama ni facet ingine ya mimi as a person. Because I've played football. Playing football lazima ukuwe mtu wa mtaa. Si ni kweli? I've played football, I'm an artist, and then I'm a musician, I sing and songwrite. So, you can't be more easygoing than that. So, wewe ukiwa hapo mtaani, ukiona Costa, mwambie bana kama naiba vibaya, mwambie buda we, unachoma. Corona was a very dark space. It still is a dark space because as a visual artist, as a painter, we are very dependent on one-on-one interactions. For people to see our work, we'd love work being exhibited in spaces designated for exhibitions, because people can come and walk around, have conversations, and you can initiate talks and stuff. They can initiate conversations with you to be able to. We are more of a sharing community than a selling community. So we feed off those energies. Corona came, everything was shut down, galleries closed. So big time, galleries closed, shows were banned. They are resuming now, but still with the regulations from the ministry. So I wouldn't go wild, so I wouldn't lose it. I channeled most of my energy towards music. So I would be either in the studio. I have stuff I've recorded that people haven't heard, so I'll be recording stuff or writing stuff, and to just have my sanity intact. I'm very private. I really love myself, but other than that, I think it helps me safeguard whatever it is that I think I have as an artist. So before I let people in to what it is that I have, it comes with some level of trust. So I take time a lot. I'm horrible at making friends, man. So I think being that private has kept me away from making friends, which I wish I was much better at making friends, or at engaging someone in conversations. Right, guys, Coster Ojwang here. Thank you so much for the love you've been showing me so far. I'm very, very grateful. May He who blesses people bless you abundantly and beyond. I have an album out now. The album is live already on all online digital platforms. So you can go stream it, download the music. The album is titled Tales of the Fisherman. These are tales from the fisherman, delivered to you by the fisherman. So I hope you enjoy the songs. I hope it bless you. There are songs, there are stories that are very personal to me. There are stories I believe in. There are stories that I hope can also inspire you to be a better person, to be a better version of yourself. So thank you so much. There's no substitute, man, to quality. No substitute. So let no one lie to you. There's no substitute to quality. Now, with all that said, the good things comes to those who wait. So be patient. Mahatma Gandhi. I have on all social media platforms, Twitter, Coster Ojwang, Instagram, I have 2 accounts, Coster Ojwang and Coster_music. Coster Ojwang, COSTER_OJWANG. Kuna kichwa ngine hapo nyeusi sana, hiyo ndio mimi. And then the other platform is COSTER_music. Over the past 2 years, when I started now thinking, focusing my energy towards this body of work that is out now, there has been challenges, and time comes when you start questioning the choices that you made, specifically deciding to now make music and let people listen to them, the vulnerability that comes with it, and the second guessing that you have of yourself. You start questioning whether you're ready or not, and I was at that point where I needed answers for so many things, especially if I was doing the right thing and if the timing was right. Because I've always been singing. I've been singing for so long, for as long as I can remember, which everybody says. And I'm not just saying it as a cliche. I've literally been singing for a very long time in the house, though. So those who know me personally, family, and anybody who's gotten close enough to me knows, and they can testify that they've heard me sing. But then I was never really ready for putting my music out there. Now the drive that came with the past 2 years was amazing, and you just hope that you're not doing the wrong thing, or maybe the timing is not right. So in that mental space of putting all those things together, I did a song about myself and about my view of life. Most of my songs actually are my own stories, the things I've seen, stories of people I've associated with over the past 30 years, and how those affect me as a person, and how they mold my general view of life. So I did a song called Oriore. Oriore is a song of new beginnings, the music beginnings. New beginnings and how hopeful we should be towards life, and however much it's clouded by uncertainties. It's a song that speaks about optimism, starting new phases of your life with hope and new energies. So, Oriore Baba, I hope you like it. Oh, the times are changing, the sun is fading, I feel the wind is blowing over my face. The moon is no more, and the truth is the new lie. The word's been spoken, the trumpets are blowing, and I can hear the knock, knock, knockings. Oh no, mama, I can hear the knock, knock, knockings. on my bedroom door. Orunya kanam, hey oriore, orunya kanam, adiran oriore, orunya kanam, kawon oriore, orunya kanam, angomo mi yawi jojo maluonga otieno, kamudolil, karawi jojo madenda diero otieno, kanindo mit, angomo mi yawi jojo maluonga otieno, kamudolil, karawi jojo madenda diero otieno, kanindo mit, ore keth mana keth anakiang, to gima nena kwalo podakiang, ngama nena yanyo podakiang, nijuok mana hiro podakiang, adina ketho mana ketho wanakiang, gima nena kwalo podakiang, ni ng'at mana yanyo wanakiang, to juok mana hiro podakia. So can you tell somebody? So can you tell somebody? Live their lives by the stories that they write, from the stories that you hear, by the stories that they write, from the stories that you hear. O mio oriore, orunya kanam, oriore, orunya kanam, kawono oriore, orunya kanam, adira oriore, orunya kanam, mama oriore, orunya kanam, adira oriore, orunya kanam. Wo ni chingu wuke dalawai, kawo ni chingu wuke dalawai, eya wa chingu pode dalawai, kawo ni chingu pode dalawai, aneno ka chingu tuche dalawai, adira chingu tuche dalawai, aneno ka chingu tuche dalawai, tuche dalawai, aneno ka chingu tuche dalawai, adira chingu tuche dalawai, oh chingu tuche dalawai. Oh, 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 mio. Oriore, orunya kanam. Oriore, orunya kanam. Oriore, oriore, orunya kanam. Oriore, orunya kanam. Oriore, oriore, orunya kanam. Wow, that song is our too.
Swafi.